Paul with the PPR again. That's Paul's press report for another week. Now, I thought I'd set a little bit of context. First up, we all have heard about the rental crisis that's happening in Australia. So current stats are that nationally, vacancy rates are 1.1%. It's a little bit similar, maybe a touch higher here, but it's not great in the Hunter either. It's very reflective of national figures. So the other thing too that's really interesting to note is that housing affordability, which I spoke about a little bit last week, is very low. In fact, it takes about just under 46% of the average household income to service the average mortgage these days. Now that's extraordinarily high when you consider that the cost of living is generally higher anyway. So that's the context. Good news for some. It looks like the bill that the government has been trying to push through for the last 6 months, which is the Housing Australia Future Fund, is about to be passed. Now, what this fund is about is it's going to create $10 billion, and it's going to be to supply affordable and social housing up to 30,000 homes over the next 5 years. So what's happened with this bill and why has it taken so long? We all know that there's a rental crisis or a housing shortage, but what's happened is it seems that the Greens have been the sticking point, and it looks like they're giving their permission. The Greens have compromised a little bit. They wanted to have a freeze on rental increases, which as a landlord's point of view, really difficult if interest rates are high to say my rent's not allowed to go up with the market. But anyway, that is not happening at this stage. But what the Greens have been able to do, initially early on, they got the government to increase by $2 billion, and then just this week they've agreed to a further $1 billion increase. So what that means is that's how the $10 billion has been created. Further, initially the government said we will increase this fund by up to $500 million a year. Now the slight change that's come in the last week is, as a minimum, they will increase it by $500 million per year going forward. So in other words, there's a minimum of 500 being added to this 10 billion start-off fund, and the goal is 30,000 affordable and social housing opportunities caused by or created by building new stock or getting old stock and converting it. So that's the good news. That's in the press. You can see that in multiple sources this week. Until next week, this is Paul's PPR.